it is somewhat worrying that we continue to see some of the new infections in northern China continue to rise. But I think that the government, especially the local governments, have been very adept at being able to quash the new infections that we've seen multiple times before. And I have confidence that they'll be able to do that this time around. But that being said, I think that it's important that this infections curve is very close to the Chinese New Year holiday. And I think that this could potentially impact some of the travel plans. And so the dual circulation policy that the government has been trying in terms of trying to get additional consumer-led economic growth in China for this year may have to take a little longer than expected to start.
One of the other topics that Sam was talking about a moment ago, David, was the fact that it's still very early days under Biden's administration. And so obviously we're trying to work out how aggressive or moderate he's going to be towards China. In light of that, is it likely that we could see Chinese companies who might be interested in IPOing would be more likely to look at, say, Hong Kong instead of the US as a place to list? And that could be a tailwind for the Hong Kong markets.
Sure, I think that we will continue to focus on the first 100 days of the Biden presidency, and he's already delineated that his focus is on getting 100 million vaccines out within the first 100 days, and that's really a tall order. And it makes sense that the Biden administration is really focused on domestic politics for the time being. I think that expectations are high that relations between US and China could do a U-turn and improve. I think that that has yet to be seen. I think that at least the day-to-day shrill rhetoric that existed in the prior administration in China, I think that's going to end. And so I think that that's going to be a positive for risk assets. In terms of IPOs in the US, I think that Chinese companies continue to want to list on the US exchange because it's both a prestige factor and also it diversifies an investor base for companies. Now, that said, I continue to think that companies in China are now debating whether it is the best course to diversify into the US in terms of its listing or whether to potentially think about Hong Kong or even London.